This is my new Dahon Launch D8, and I just got it a few days ago. I did a video like this, but I've made a lot of changes and I've learned a few things, so I just kind of want to point out some of that stuff. One of the first things I learned when I got the bike and took it out of the box was the sticker and the branding wasn't the same as every other bike that I had seen online from like the Dahon website or the Amazon site where I bought it from. It does say that it's a Launch D8, but it's got this Glow branding on it. And my understanding is Glow is global, and the Glow branding seems to emanate from a release in Indonesia or something. Far as I know, the component mix on the bike is exactly the same, and there's no other differences as far as I can tell, except for the branding sticker on it. So one of the key things that attracted me to this particular brand of Dahon bike was that it has mechanical disc brakes front and rear, which are great. And it is a Tektro Aries, which is not a bad disc brake at all. However, when I got the bike, I didn't like the tires. The tires are Swalbe road cruisers or something. They're kind of low-end tires. They cost about 12 bucks a piece. I did not trust them, but I just didn't think they were the greatest tires, and they had a lot of resistance to them. So I got a set of Swalbe Marathon Racers. Now, a lot of times when you drop a wheel with a disc brake and you put it back up, you have to do some minor adjusting to the disc brake. And this particular instance was no different. I had to make a minor adjustment here. And as I was going through the disc brake, the two mounting bolts were not only not torqued out of the box, they were quite loose. So I just want to point out that if you buy a bike and have it mailed to your front door and you just unfold it and get going, you know, that's probably not good. If you don't know anything about bicycle maintenance, you need to have this bike dropped at a bike shop and have them go through it for safety. If, like, let's say this bolt fell out, the disc brake rolled over because this bolt was loose, you get in a tight spot, you pull the brake lever, nothing happens, and you get injured or worse. So please, if you don't know anything about bicycle maintenance, make sure that you have a qualified bike tech check this thing out. One of the cool things I added on here was an O-light. They just released this tail light, and they have a headlight too, but I actually put the headlight on another bike, and I think it's pretty cool. And I'm pointing at the side, and you can see that the light's quite visible from the side as well as from the rear here. So neat light. This is another light that I had. I put the rack on the bike. I took this off another bike. This bike did not come with a rack standard on it. This is an Adventure Lights. This is called a Viper light. And we used to use these things in the Marine Corps. I'm not a Marine, never was one, never played one on TV. But I worked with those guys and setting up landing zones. And we used these lights for a while for helicopter landing zones. One of the reasons they didn't work out for our application is because they have 1, 2, 3 batteries in them. And 1, 2, 3 batteries are very difficult to get in places like Iraq, Afghanistan, the Philippines, things like that, you know, and we needed a lot of them. So that was kind of a bad play on our part, buying a light with a weird battery. So again, I put a rack on this thing. I have a light here. I got this light. I'm not sure which one's staying and which one's going. I also have another Adventure light on the back of this bag right here. I like the Adventure Light company a whole lot. That's called a Guardian light. And I put this BV seat post bag on here. This bag's got like 6,000 reviews on Amazon, and it costs like $16. So it's a real bargain. I also put together a little kit, which I think is cool. I'm kind of into doing all kind of custom stuff. I got this little kit, and I put a little vinyl sign on it with a little folding bike on it. And let's open it up. It's got a Topeak Mini 9 tool in it, a bike patch kit, and it's got one of those Schrader to Presta adapters on it, although this bike's got Schrader valves on it. I don't really need that adapter on this bike. Some other stuff I did to this bike, I put an O-light. I got one of their mounts. This mount costs like 10 bucks, and it uses O-rings to hold it to the handlebar and attach the light. O-lights have pretty good run times, and they're rechargeable just by slapping them up against the USB magnetic charger. This bike has got an Osmo Action camera on it. This is a standard GoPro mount, so I could slap this GoPro Hero 9 on here if I wanted to. And I also put my old Garmin Edge 705, which has just been laying around because I have newer bike computers. But I figure I'll just dedicate this to this bike right here. The grips are fantastic on this bike. Very ergonomic, very comfortable. Usually the first thing I do when I get a bike is to change the grips, but not in this particular instance. I'm keeping these. Another thing, this bike came with just a little bit of damage to the paint on the brake lever. I don't care about stuff like that. I mean, I wish it was perfect, but there's a fair chance one of these days I'll change the brake levers anyway. I'm one of them guys that can't leave things alone. Another thing that I like about this bike is it has threaded bolt holes here, and you can add click fix brackets or Rixson and Call brackets. And I have an Ortlib front rack bag that I plan on mounting here. It's a waterproof bag. So nice bike. Again, I changed the tires, mounted a whole bunch of gear, put about 1 million lights on the thing, and I'm ready to go out and play. I'm confident that it's safe. Once again, I'd like to point out that the rear mounting bolts for the disc brakes were very loose. So please, please, please be safe. Never just hop on a bicycle and start riding without giving it a thorough safety check out. So I hope we all learned something today. And look at my dog here. He's kind of cute, isn't he? Look at him. He's so patient watching me shoot this video.